I didn't tell the truth on the end of the last video. This was actually a shorter problem. The next one after is longer, and this is one that I actually want you guys to try. Make sure when you do this that you are solving for GH. So hopefully you had paused the video. If not, you still have a chance to pause. And then I'm going to share only the answer. I'm not going to show you the work. So the answer is to GH equals 4. Remember, we're finding length, so it does equal things. If you did not get this, please see me. We want to make sure you are experiencing success as we move forward. This is the longer one. So Aaron Harrison stopped by Call Hall to get a double scoop on his way to Dallas for the opening game. The cone is 5 inches tall. The first scoop is 25.5 minus 3x inches tall, followed by the final scoop, which is 2x minus 13 inches tall. The whole cone, ice cream and all, stands 10 inches tall. We just need to find the height of the top scoop in inches. So I'm going to sketch a little bit more information on the drawing that I have, and I'm going to put things in order. So I know I have the cone was 5 inches. The first scoop is really the bottom scoop, is the 25.5 minus 3x, and the top scoop was 2x minus 13. And I knew if I added them all up together that they were going to equal 10. So when I set this up then for my addition, I'm like, well, each of those 3 elements is going to add up to 10. I'm not going to bother creating segment names for these. I'm just going to go ahead and add those things up. And I'm going to go ahead and combine all of my like terms. And we see a negative x. Remember, x is just a piece of this. It is a number. It is not a measurement. X itself is not a measurement. So it is okay for x to be negative, and it may not actually be negative. So first thing we're going to do is subtract our 17.5 and simplify. And so now our negative x is negative 7.5. So we can just divide by the negative 1 and end up with 7.5, so x turns out it was positive after all. But this is just a number. There are no units yet to our x. We're only going to get units when we put it into what we're finding, which is the top scoop. The top scoop was the 2x minus 13. So 2 times 7.5 minus 13. And 7.5 doubled happens to be 15. Or you can grab your calculator. I don't really care. And we find out that the top scoop was 2 inches tall. Okay. So now, part B, distance from Manhattan, Kansas to Dallas, Texas is about 495 miles. If you lined the waffle cones up back to back, how many would Harrison have to eat to reach the AT&T Stadium in Dallas? And I will share that 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So where do we start? It's kind of stuff you'll do in chemistry called stoichiometry, but we start with the distance to Dallas. We just need to convert this to waffle cones. So we do start with how many miles we have. And then we just do a series of conversions. So the first conversion is I'm going to take those miles and turn them into feet. I want to make sure my miles cancel. So I'm going to put my 1 mile on the bottom. And the 1 mile is the exact same thing as 5,280 feet. So what have I done? I have multiplied by 1 because those two numbers with the units attached are equal. Okay, so now I have feet. Well, my cone was given in inches, so I now have to convert my feet to inches. So I need to make sure how many the feet goes on the bottom. And we know that 1 foot has 12 inches. So I'm going to put 1 foot on the bottom so that it cancels and the 12 inches on top. But the waffle cone actually was 5 inches tall. So now, again, 1 cone equals 5 inches. So now I'm going to have to make sure my inches are on the bottom so they cancel. and that's the 5 inches of one cone. Notice at each stage, while I'm multiplying by 1, it actually doesn't look very much like a 1. I'm always allowed to do it. I'm multiplying. It's considered multiplying by 1 because the number in the numerator and the number in the denominator represent the exact same thing. We're just using different units. So we do have that equality of the segment. Okay. So now I'm ready to do the math. And I do want to share this with you as a big tip on whenever we're dealing with a series of fractions that we have to multiply together. The numbers that are above the line are multiplied and numbers below the line are divided. It does not matter where you encounter them. If it is above the line, you push times that number. If it is below the line, you put divided by. Luckily for you, the numbers below the line are almost all ones. So we end up doing, and we ignore the ones. So it's 495 times 5,280 times 12 divided by 5. And what do we end up with? Nice big number. As all of our units start to cancel, the miles will cancel, the feet will cancel, the inches will cancel. We end up with cones. And how many cones is it? It is 6,272,640 cones. That's a lot of cones.